Hey, Outer Limits, Heidi here. Oh, I feel like my lights are kind of off. Hold on. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so this is our first Q&A, and I just want to say talk about resistance. And I'm talking about my own resistance. Just real quick before I go into, there's like 77 comments. So I may have to do this in a couple of takes. As you can see, my voice is not all the way correct. So just a little backstory of what's happened in the past 2 weeks in my life. So my dad, he, as y'all know, I lost my mom a year ago, and then my dad ends up in the hospital for 7 days, right before the cruise and during part of the cruise. And so I was at the hospital in Austin for 2 nights, and his heart was failing. Like he had a low ejection factor, and they were having rejection, and it was just crazy. And so here I was trying to, finish up my work week just like we all do. And then life gets in the way. And so what do? You stop, you drop everything, you drive, you go be with your dad, and then you do what you can to help. Well, so we were kind of rotating between me and one of my brothers. And then my sister was coming down. So I was like, okay, so I'm going to go on this cruise. We've had it booked for quite some time. And so I went on the cruise, and of course, the first, few days, I was so worried about everything, and I couldn't even enjoy it. And then I was trying my best to I hate this word. I can't ever say it. Compartmentalize. I don't know how to say that word. Anyway, I was trying my best to go, okay, God's got this. I have family that's helping. Checking on him, twice a day, try to have fun with Pixie and my mother-in-law while, this is happening. So anyway, we got the good news that he was going home finally after 7 days. Yay. I can, the pressure, I could feel like, okay, I'm just going to have a vacation. It's going to be fun. Then Saturday hits. I am so sick. So Saturday, Sunday, by Monday, I was not able to talk at all. No speech was coming through my voice. And for any of y'all who have ever lost your voice, I used to lose it a lot as a teacher, just talking a lot. It's not fun. And so plus coughing, I've been up every night coughing like crazy. Last night I had to sleep sitting up I've been sleeping in the living room because I'm just hacking, and it's just been talk about resistance. So today's a pretty heavy day for recording. So I am asking for some grace on my voice, on my throat, some prayers, please. Because as I go through, I've been working all week reading and trying to respond to your comments. And so bad, I just want to do a video. And I was like, but I can't even talk. And so Bobby had a couple of days of rest from my voice because he didn't have to hear me for 2 full days. So it's just been kind of extreme. And so I want you to know, we can sit here and go on Facebook and Instagram, and everybody's life looks perfect. But even if you saw the reel of my cruise, I didn't mention about my dad yet. This is the first time, only in Paint Party Outer Limits right now that I am mentioning this. I may mention it a little bit to Paint Party headquarters, but, and again, some of those fears, a lot of those things come up. And I think what we do is we sit here and we compare ourselves to the person that's ahead of us, or we compare ourselves to the person that's behind us. Here's what I want you to know is that wherever you're at in business, there will always be somebody ahead of you, and there will always be somebody behind you. That's just how it works. It doesn't matter how successful you get. So I want you to stop chasing this invisible line of when I can be as successful as this person, because I can guarantee you there are a lot of people that saw my reel of me doing the cruise, and they have no idea that I was battling with my dad and praying that he wasn't going to pass away. And then also, thinking, oh my gosh, my mom had just died a year ago. This can't happen. All those feelings, right? And then, coming back, being sick, at the end of the cruise, and then it just continuing and continuing. And, nobody saw that side of things. But what people tend to do, and I want you to hear this so much, is because we tend to go, oh, They got it. Everything's perfect. Everything's fine. But a lot of times we have no idea what that person's struggling with. We have no idea. And so I know a lot of times people can think it's only them. They're the only ones going through a struggle. Right now, y'all are trying to do a free gift. And I have seen so many of y'all come up against resistance. And the reason I filmed me calling customer service is because I want to show you what it looks like to go through resistance and go, no, I'm not giving up. I'm going to call and I'm going to figure this out, because that's what it takes. Doing an online business, and it's so crazy when people go from teaching paint parties to now an online business, and all of a sudden they're like, wait, this is a lot. It is a lot. It's a lot. And I'm here to help, and I want to help you as much as I can, but you have got to give yourself grace. This course is 6 weeks, but this does not mean in 6 weeks you will have it mastered. That's not what that is. And I never, ever said that. It takes time. My books of tweaking, I know somebody asked in one of the questions, and I'll go through that here in a little bit, but what am I documenting? What am I putting on here? Y'all, this is lots of my free gifts. This is lots of failures, lots of successes, lots of tracking, lots of tweaking, lots of everything. So I want you to take a deep breath, give yourself some grace, and remember that we don't know what each person's going through. So we need to stop comparing ourselves to everybody's seemingly perfect life. And another thing too, having, the struggles I've had just in the past 2 weeks with not only my own health and sickness, but my dad's, in the middle of, a really cool experience as well. Here's the thing I want you to know is that we don't have to share everything with everyone. So it doesn't mean that I have to go, oh my gosh, my dad's sick. Oh my gosh, I'm sick. Like, we don't have to overshare that. Remember, when you're doing a business, you get to pick and choose what you want to share. Yes, there may be a time when I go live when I can talk better and share this story with the world, but right now is not the right time. I wanted y'all to know, because you're going to hear my voice today and you're going to wonder what the heck happened to Heidi and why is she sounding like this, right? So I just want you to know that we're all going through stuff. We all have times in our life where things are happening. There's another really, really crazy situation that I'm going through right now that I can't share right now because I'm not through it. I really, truly feel like sharing from a place of healed, which is kind of weird because right now I'm not healed, but sharing from a place of healed is way better than sharing from a place of the burden of the audience. And we have a way to tell your story in the bonuses. And so once I get through that next hurdle of life, that next thing that's being thrown at me, I will share that in a few months, I'm sure. And I'll share what's going on in my life right now that I can't openly share right now. But I just want you all to know we all have those battles, no matter where you are at. But we got to power through. We gotta figure out, we can't just give up. We can slow down. We can give ourselves rest. I've been working in my bed most of the time the past few days. We can give ourselves rest, but we can't stop. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen and show where all of these are. So here is where we posted this on, I believe Monday. Hang in there with me, y'all. I have my cough spray, my Pedial, I have everything. Yes, so we posted this on Monday. So what's happening over the next 6 weeks? And y'all know you can put me on chipmunk time, so I talk faster. So that may help. But y'all, and also because this is probably one of the longer question and answer ones, usually I try to do them in about an hour. You'll have 78 questions. Usually that first module always has the most. So what I want you to know is if you, I may stop this in the middle and then do a part 2, but you can put me on squirrel, chipmunk mode, or where you can make it go faster, or you can just listen over a few days. Okay. All right. So what I want you to do is every Monday we're going to have where you can ask the questions here. These are the ones that I'm going to be recording and then putting out just like this. Now, if you have a question and it's not during this time, that's fine. During the regular discussion, you can always ask a question as well. And then I'm pretty much the only one in here answering questions. So I'm trying to get to those every day. I set aside some time to get to those. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start answering these. And my dad is texting like crazy now. So I'm going to start answering these and I'm going to do my best. And here's the way it works, y'all, just so you know. As I answer these, if I don't know the answer, I don't pretend to know the answer. So I want you to know that with online marketing, there's a lot of times that I'm still learning. So I'm going to be very open and honest with you. If I don't know it, I'll tell you. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to know something. So we're going to try. Oh man, my nose is itching. We're going to get through this. I know we can. Okay, so let me go ahead and share. And actually, let me see if I can. I might be sharing my screen to show. Okay, so Melissa says, I use Square's free site for listing my events and payments. I know I can do email campaigns with it, but I haven't. I'd like to stick with Square instead of adding Constant Contact. Can I do the free offer landing page with Square? Is there a benefit to changing? Oh, that is a great question. I think you can. Let me see real quick. Let's see. Yes, you can. So just with a matter of a very, very quick Google search, because I don't personally use Square right now. I am looking into it because I know a lot of you do. Yes, you can use hold on, let me find it. Here I am. You can use landing pages with Square. So if you already have Square, that's a perfect thing for you to use. So don't worry, you can use landing pages there. And again, Aweber has landing pages. Almost all email services. I don't know about MailChimp. I'm not a huge fan of MailChimp. I had some bad experience in the past. But I know some people use it and love it. But what I want you to know is just know that yes, you can use any kind of email system. The reason I always lead you to Constant Contact is because I personally use it for my paint parties, and it's usually an easier way and a less expensive way to kind of move that route. Very transparent. I have Aweber and I have Constant Contact. I also have Kajabi. I have a lot of different systems. And so a lot of times, they're getting ClickFunnels. A lot of times they're getting mashed up. But what I want you to do is I don't want you to get overwhelmed with 1,000 systems right now. I just want you to have success. Okay. So let me get the next one real quick. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so Melissa, hopefully that helped you. And then also she has a question. In the first video, you're filming yourself, then switching to what is on your phone in a computer view. Will you be telling us how to do that? And actually all it is if you go to your phone and then if you swipe down like this, you can actually screen record. So where is my screen record? Oh, right here. So on an iPhone, you just hit this and it screen records. And so now we are in screen record mode. So I can go to anything I want. See how it's red up there? I can go to anything I want and share it here. And then all I do is I just stop it once I'm done sharing it. And then it's going to save it. See, save to my, so here's my screen record I just did. And then all I have to do is just send that to my Mac and my computer. Now, how to get that side by side like I did for y'all. And actually, we have Brendan, who's on our team. She is amazing. She's my video editor and she works full time for us. And I love her so much. And she actually does some fancy stuff. So I don't even know how to do that. I can do it in iMovie, which is kind of not as impressive. But yeah, it's just a matter of adding something on a video editor. Okay, next question. I'm going to try to go faster with these questions because y'all know I can go real slow. Okay. I'm going to like, and then when I've liked it, that means I've answered it. Okay, Tammy Sharp asks, and please forgive me, I'm going to be doing cough spray, lots of water and drinks. Okay, what's the best way for Facebook to answer you? Jill and Tara have sent many messages to them asking why I'm not getting paid for my reels. Jill and Tara, I think she means Kelly and Jill, maybe. I use their music and now I'm flagged with you don't have the rights to music. Okay, so, and then Melissa's jumping in here saying, on my personal page, I shared a cookie recipe to private so I could find it later. I just got a Facebook notice that it went across. Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so Reels is, again, why are we in Outer Limits? We are here to build an email list. It is so imperative that you remember that Facebook can take away their monetization for you, just like they're doing it to Tammy on her Reels right now at any time. Now, when you take the time to build an email list, that is your customers. That's your customer base. Nobody can take that from you. But here's the thing. TikTok can take away my account at any moment. Facebook can take away my account at any moment. Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest. Do I want you to build there? Yes, of course. But do I want that to be the foundation of your business? No way. Your email list needs to be the foundation of your business. So Tammy, here's the frustrating part about that. Now I'm going to give you an email. Let me go ahead and share this so y'all can all see it. Oh, it's not going to let me reply because I turned off messaging. Let me turn it back on real quick. If you're ever running a group, you can turn off commenting or turn on commenting. I turned it off because I'm filming right now and I didn't want questions to keep coming in. Let me refresh this and see if it'll let me. Okay. Okay, now it's going to let me. So I'm going to hit reply. And then the email is facebook.com/help. Here's the hard part about that is that for a lot of times, like I am not using Facebook Reels as a way to make money. I know some people have, and I have made money. Like I've made several $1,000s, probably close to $10,000 with Facebook Reels, but they were giving a ton of incentives at the beginning and then they kind of backed off. So again, that's not the way I'm trying to teach you to make your monthly money. It's great if you are getting a check from them, but that's something that you don't want to, like, it's not dependable because they can change the rules of the game at any time. As far as music goes, we actually choose a lot of times because we're just trying to make we're just literally trying to make a presence there. Sometimes we'll choose on-trend music and sometimes we won't. A lot of times we won't choose music at all, but we're not counting on that money at all because again, they can change the rules at any time. Is it fair? No, but do we own Facebook? No, it's not our platform. Okay, so Vicky says, I was wondering about using Square instead of Constant Contact as well to collect emails. Yes, you can do that, Vicky, for sure. Jamie Norvell asks, how often do you switch up your freebies seasonally? Jamie, great question. So I try to do seasonally, but we have been building free gifts and free emails for years now. And we've just kind of tweaked it and gotten better at it every year. So like we have everything from the cactus to the spring bike to a webinar to a cow tracer to a bonus. Like we have all kinds of things. The main thing I want y'all to realize is you kind of like paint parties. You don't need 1,000 paint party. You don't need, hundreds of paintings to have a successful season, right? Just like with free gifts, you don't need 100 free gifts to have success. What happens is you end up confusing your audience. So think about it. It's kind of like this. Right now, yesterday, I was booking a paint party for March. And instead of, she wanted some Easter cross things. And so instead of sending her 50 paintings, because she's going to go ask the women's group which ones. If I send her 50 ideas, she's going to be confused. They're going to be confused. Nobody's going to pick. The party's going to be a bust. Instead, I send her 5. And I'm like, here you go. I have more if you need them, but here's some great ones. Same thing with a free gift. Start with 1. See if it works. Go live, blast it everywhere. If a few people, let's say 100 people see your live and 5 to 10 of those people sign up, that is a win. That means once you learn the Facebook ads trick, then you're going to throw some money through that. Okay. You're going to throw some money to that video to get more eyes on that video. So again, there's a lot of different ways to do this, but you don't need a ton of free gifts. Okay, let me look at the next question. But yeah, we do change those out seasonally. And it depends too, Jamie, what's going on. Like right now, our next big push is Paint Party Business Live. So, and then of course, April will be in launch. So we'll, basically everything we're doing now is to lead to those 2 things. And Noreen says, how many seconds should your reels be? And they can be anywhere from, they have to be at least 3 seconds. So you'll notice we do some quotes. So anywhere from 3 seconds to 1 minute. And then I believe they're starting to, I know on TikTok, you can go to 10 minutes. That's extreme. But they are starting to do more long form. But you can go to, I would say anywhere from 3 seconds to a minute. Or 3 seconds to 3 minutes. I wouldn't go too over that. Thank y'all for giving me some grace today. Noreen asked, when posting a reel from Facebook and then to IG, how do you keep the same music? I seem to lose the music. And she says, or maybe it's when I post from my Facebook business page to my personal page. Actually, Noreen, I pick different music on every platform. I know it's a pain in the butt, but what I do is if I'm posting to Facebook, I pick music from Facebook. If I'm posting to my Facebook personal, I pick music then. So every time I post that video, even though I'm posting it to TikTok, to Facebook, to my personal Facebook, to Instagram, all of that, each platform I am picking a different music from that specific platform. It may be the same song. So for example, if I'm picking Dolly Parton 9 to 5, it will be the same song, but I'm picking it from that platform. So I know that's more work, but I just feel like it shares it more because it's being picked from the platform. Let's see, Tina asked, can we get a breakdown of examples for the call to action options in emails? Or is this part of another module like upsells? Yes, actually, we have a module. Let me make sure so I'm not telling a lie. Let's see. Yes, Tina, you're in luck because module 3, week 3, how to communicate through email. So that is coming. So don't worry, that is coming to you. Okay, let's see. Great question. Jennifer asked, question about music on Reels. Does any get a different set of music between a personal page Reels and a business page? Yes. So business page the music isn't as good. the personal is better. So I don't know why they did that, y'all. Again, it's very, very frustrating. But like Jennifer's saying here in CapCut, you can do music. You can pick from CapCut. But again, I honestly think, y'all, I know it's frustrating, but you can change that. And again, this is up to you, but you can change your business back to a personal. That I would just be careful with that. Again, be careful with that. You can use the CapCut music and upload it. But the main thing I want you to realize is it's great if you do make money through Reels, but if you're not, remember that's not the reason you're building this list isn't to make money through Reels. And it's kind of like when people ask me about you, oh my gosh, when people ask me about YouTube, I have around 17,000 followers, but that I make a little bit of money. And when I say little, I'm talking like maybe 2 to 250, sometimes 350 a month if I'm lucky. But that's not the way I'm making my money. The reason I have a YouTube presence is because a lot of people search how to teach a paint party on YouTube. So we keep a YouTube presence there. And so again, it's all about just having a social media presence more than it is about trying to make a lot of money from Reels. So, so don't stress too much about that. Okay, Lisa asked, where can we store our email list until we find a program that we are comfortable with besides pen and paper? Lisa, if you're not ready to invest in a system, just put it on an Excel spreadsheet, something like that. Just make sure you keep track of them. Tammy says, I had the same issue with not being able to edit the subject line. I called Constant Contact, and although it took quite some time, they did fix it for me. Very grateful for that. My question is, can we go back to that email and add an upsell there? Yes, you can. Oh my gosh, yes. I do that so many times. If you notice on any of my emails, it'll be like, thank you so much. And here's your thing. Oh, and PS, if you'd like this, click here. So what's a good upsell? Your tracers below. If you'd like to see me teach the sunflowers and daisies, you can watch it in the video for only $5. Can we go back into this email and add another email to it in a couple of days? Maybe checking in and letting them know about an upcoming class or event. And yes, yes, and yes. So module 2 is more about how to add the upsell, not only to the thank you page, but how to add it into a payment system. And then module 3 is all about how to communicate with email. So if any of you open my emails, you'll see, especially when I do a freebie, there's always a sequence that says, okay, thank you, here's your freebie. Do you want this? Then a couple of days later, hey, you almost missed it. There's usually about a 3 to 7 series email that is going on the back end, automated all the time. So yes to all of that, Tammy. Great question. And we're going to, in week 3, you'll see an example of that. Okay, Tina says, I went to update my link tree and I went ahead and purchased the low one, approximately $48 for the year. I wasn't able to add my links to Linktree, but was unable to get them to show up on my Instagram. Just my link shows, not my list. Is this how it's supposed to look? Oh, also I would not add using the, also it would not add using the computer. I had to use my mobile phone and the edit profile. That's weird. The computer has the website as a separate line item. Could it possibly mean I need to edit to page or professional? Okay, let me see. Let me look, Tina. Okay, let me share my screen and make this big. Okay, and remember, not everybody's gonna want everything right now. Like Linktree, you might not be ready for that right now, and that's okay. So just embrace where you are and know it's okay. So right here, these are things that we have off. Okay, so if you look to the right, if I turn this on, now that's on there for sale, but I don't want that on. but I also don't want to delete it because when it comes time to selling those again, they're already done. So what we have on ours right now is we have, and you can look, we have the free Highlander tracer. We have the ebook here, which I really don't. Yeah, we can leave that on there. Paint Party Headquarters, and then stencils. So we have those right now. When we get ready to go into launch mode, like, building your emails for a course launch or even a membership launch, the only option will be to that $10 challenge. For example, the Snowman Showdown $10 challenge, that was the only option when it was time for that. Then when the challenge is over and it's only time for Paint Party Headquarters, we only have that. So Tina, to help answer your question, let me see if I'm 100% sure I have a business account. I don't know if that's let me stop my share in case it shows some stuff that I don't want to show. Okay, so what I have is the Linktree Pro. So I don't know if that's the exact thing that you have or not, but I have the Linktree Pro, and let me see how much I pay for that. Okay, so I have the Linktree Pro, and maybe it's because I bought early, but I only pay $9 a month for the Linktree Pro. So that could be, unfortunately, Tina, that prices have gone up. Or did you say you paid 98 for the year? Let me see. Or 48 for the year. Oh, okay, that's great. So make sure it's Linktree Pro. And then the way I use it is on my Instagram. Let me show you that. We use it in a few different places. But if I share right here, and so right here is my Linktree. So if we're ever, doing posts, things like that, then they can click here, and then this is what it looks like. So these are the things I'm pushing towards. So my free Highlander tracer, like we talked about in the first, this module this week, all of that is right there. So hopefully that answers your question. If it doesn't, let me know. But I do everything on my Linktree. I do it all from my computer, always from my computer. Okay, all right, let me see the next question. Okay. All right, and then Lisa asked, what is a virtual assistant? So a virtual assistant is just somebody who so if you're like wanting to set up your free gift, but it is so confusing to you and you're like, I can't do this, this is too much tech, and you can actually hire somebody to do it for you. We have virtual assistants that I trust, that I've been working with for years, but just know it's not a $15 an hour job. Usually it's about $40 an hour. But Kelly and Jill from Luminary Studios is who I recommend. I've been working with them for, oh my gosh, 8+ years. And they, at the beginning, would do just a little stuff for me. Now they do more stuff for me. But again, everybody honor where you're at right now. This is why we show you step by step, because if you can't hire it out, you can do it yourself. Okay, let's see. Yeah, you can edit it. So Janetta asked, if you have Linktree, can you edit it as often as you need? Yes, you can edit it as often as you need. Let's see. And then she also asked, how many comments or varied comments can I make before Facebook gets mad at me? I got in trouble with invites to my private group the other day and was restricted for 24 hours. So we actually got in trouble for this one not too long ago. I just recorded the video on it and you saw it. Because I said, everybody do free tracer, and we had it too many times. They thought we were a bot. We ended up thankfully getting a warning. And so anytime you are replying to people that, like, let's say you go live and then you're going to reply to these people, just don't reply too fast and don't reply with the exact same wording. So if you're giving them a free tracer link, say, here you go, post it. and then maybe wait a minute and then go, oh, thank you so much, and then post the link. What happens is if it's the same thing, just copy, paste, and it's happening too fast, they think that you're a robot and they will put you in Facebook jail. How many email campaigns and landing pages can you send per month for $45? And for constant contact, that is a great question. I'll have to get back to you on that one. But honestly, I think if you're just now getting started, I mean, you don't have to worry about it. You're going to be way under. It may be unlimited. So I'll write a note to check on that one. So I'll check on that one for you and get back with you on that, Melissa. Okay, Brenda asked, can the emails and landing pages be made using Square? Yes. Everybody who's asking about Square, yes, you can. Also, Facebook banned me from ads. Oh, yes. So Kara, so this is a question from Brenda and Kara. So, I actually have one Facebook account that's also banned for ads. I've gone through a few Facebook people, and now I have Gretchen, who I call my Facebook angel. And she, I don't know if she has any availability. It's pretty expensive. Again, y'all, I want to remind you, as you get into this online world, as you start to build, I am trying to help you from the foundation, building it where it's as less expensive as possible. If you knew my monthly expenses, you would probably faint right now. Because a lot of times, like, people think just growing a big business, the money grows, but the expenses stay the same. That is untrue. It's just like in any business. So what I have found is the money grows, and the money is great, and it's more than I could have ever dreamed for. But the expenses are crazy. The expense to have even a membership of over 2,000 people and pay everybody on Mondays and pay all of the systems and all of that, and the Facebook ads and all of that, it's a lot. So I want you right now to remember, bigger is not always better. You want to provide a great income. You may have this huge, crazy goal of, I used to have this crazy goal of, I want 5,000 members. Like, oh my gosh, that would be insane. Well, my first goal was 500 members. I remember praying to God going, oh my gosh, 500 members would change my life. Now it's been, bonus. It's been extra. And then I got into this stage of, oh my gosh, 5,000 members. What if? Now that I've been in the 2,000 range, I'm like, maybe let's go around 3,000 members. Let's see what happens there. Because as you grow, obviously there's going to be more challenges and more expenses. And anytime you bring on a new team member or a new virtual assistant, there's always more challenges. So what I want to remind you of is, even with ad accounts, before I had Gretchen, I had an ad place that ruined one of my accounts. So you have to be very, very cautious. So we actually, and you can have 2 ad accounts per business account. So if you have one that's ruined, like mine, you can have another one started up. And then the next question on here is, who would you recommend for ads manager? So my recommendation obviously is Gretchen Wheeler. Gretchen Wheeler is amazing. I don't think she has, let me see, she's not a group member, so it doesn't tag her in here. I don't think she has any bandwidth, and just a heads up, her fee is quite high. So again, we have a Facebook ads module in here that's going to show you the basics of ads. But that's something, again, that later you can add on. It's not like, I have to do all of this right now and it's the only way. That's not true. Remember, I've been building this thing for a lot of years. It's not something that happens in 6 weeks. So Tina asked, will we have a lesson on Stripe? So right now we don't have it in there, but I could look at doing that in the future. Okay, let's see. Okay, awesome. So I know Tina had called about the subject line issue, because a lot of us had the subject line issue, I'm also going to contact Constant Contact. Because I know there was a workaround for that, and just let them know a lot of y'all are doing this. Crystal asked, how do you add captions on your videos when you make a reel so that people can read what you're saying, like you did with the bonus video when you were showing us how to use Linktree on the post? Crystal, that is easy. Oh my gosh. So all it is CapCut. Let me make sure y'all can see me. We have this in Paint Party headquarters as well. But it's just CapCut, and it's just a, let's see. Sorry, they're asking like a little thing they usually don't. So CapCut, it's just right here. You create a video, and then once you select a video, let's see. Trying to see one that'll have birds. Okay, so I'm going to select this video because I know I'm talking in it, and then I'm going to hit next. And then right here, down here, it says text. And this is CapCut. And we have a training inside Paint Party headquarters. Sorry, my finger is not working. Okay, so once I hit text, then I can do auto captions right there in the middle. And then I can start. And it's just going to start putting my captions on there for me. So it's kind of cool. So see, now it's on there. So we have a full tutorial on that in Paint Party headquarters. And I can see about adding that in here too. But it's called CapCut. It's really, really easy to use. Okay. Melody asked, oh, good. Okay, I already answered that one. She says, what Android, I was going to ask this out loud. What Android or Windows friendly programs are there to create tracers? I don't have Apple products. So I know some of you don't have Apple. As an artist, the iPad, Apple, all of that is made for artists and creatives. It's so cool. So if you have not, I remember when I first transferred over to the Apple world, I was so mad because I could not figure out how to even use the mouse to the desktop. I was so frustrated. But my husband was like, no, this is the future. And I was like, no, it's not. I was so mad. And then once I got it, I was like, oh my gosh, now I can't even imagine going back to PC. Because there's just so much more flexibility, especially for artists. So the reason I was going to ask this question out loud is I know a lot of you out there are Android users and Windows users. If you could please post in a new post on Paint Party Outer Limits and tag Melody Griffin. Melody Griffin, I'm going to actually share the screen so you can see how to spell her name. Melody Griffin right here. If you could tag her so that she can have some resources for Android and Windows. And this is to create tracers. Back in the old days, Melody, I would just, I would take a picture of it. I would actually paint my painting, trace it. I'd put it on a window, trace it. Then I would scan it. I would trace it with a Sharpie, scan it in, bring it into my computer. And that's how I did my tracers. And now we don't have to do that, thankfully. Okay, Jet asked, let's see. Okay, she says, any chance we can get freebie ideas for non-Paint Party businesses? If you don't have a large DIY painter group, what can you offer as a freebie? So I love this question because my mother-in-law, she's so funny. She's like, Outer Limits should be for everybody. And I'm like, I get that. I know this course will work for any business. However, if I speak to every business, nobody will get any help. So Jet, this does work for any business. So if it's a real estate company, for example, you could do, let's say a top 10 ways to get customers, maybe get 10 new clients in 10 days, something like that. You could do a PDF download. If you're a nutritionist, you could do, how to lose 3 pounds in the next 72 hours. I don't know, like something catchy, something that somebody will want. So for example, my audience, I know they want a tracer. They love a tracer. And that ties perfectly into the paint party business where everything is traced and, basically paint by number. So you have to just get creative and think about what is your end goal and what does your audience want? Okay, let's see. Susie asked, I did a survey at my last party and they were interested in doing online classes. I like the idea of the rooms. A few just wanted to watch me paint, wondering if on Zoom where participants can just watch me paint but not be seen by others. Yes, so like right now I am on Zoom. And when I do the peer-to-peer, like on tomorrow when we have our Friday meeting, I can actually set up a Zoom meeting. Let me see if it'll let me, while I'm in a Zoom meeting, set up a Zoom meeting. Oh, I think it will. Okay, awesome. Let me share my screen. Okay, so if I schedule a meeting right here and I can title it paint party, I'm gonna put examples so my team knows. So my team knows. I can put the date, the time, all of that. Usually I take out passcode and I do waiting room. And right here, host on or off, I want to be on. Video for participant can be off, okay? If you hit show, you can actually mute everybody when they come in or not mute like that. So there's all kinds of cool things you can do. So if you want to do that for a paint party, you can of course do that. That's a great idea, Susie. Okay, Donna says, oh good, I think I have Donna. Yep, Donna's all good to go. Okay, I got all her questions answered. I tried yesterday to go through and answer some of your questions. Because with 70 something questions today, I knew it was going to take a while. Jenny asked, Jenna says, I'm interested in what you track in your funnel book. I understand you track the numbers, but what things do you change and try to impact the numbers? That might be something you cover later. And we'll cover a little bit of it now, Jenna. So for example, what I like to cover, and again, in your, you can make a place for this in your creative prompt calendar. And what I want y'all to remember is make sure you're tracking your emails, okay? So I know we're together for 6 weeks on this, but this whole calendar is for the year. Think about if you had tracked your emails and then you look from January and then all the way to December and you see, oh my gosh, I have 1,000 new emails. Like you're going to see the progress through the year. So this was just a journal that I started tracking. And the reason I started tracking it is because I was spending a lot of money. I actually do every day. So here's the thing with Facebook ads. I started when I had zero money. I started spending $5 a day in Facebook ads. Now, what that looked like for me was I was teaching part-time. Because remember, I didn't just quit teaching full-time. Oh, my nose. Oh, I'm so ready to get my voice back. I was teaching part-time and I was paint party. Oh my gosh, I was hustling, y'all. Like I'm still, I have my time off, but I still work really, really hard. I think there's a difference between working really hard and hustling. And so I work really, really, really hard now, but I don't hustle as much as I used to. And I think sometimes, and I know people hate the word hustle and all of that, nonsense, but I think there is a time in our life where we just got to suck it up and hustle. And there are real bills to be paid. There are real electricity that has been cut off. Like I have been bankrupt. I understand all of that. I remember talking to a friend one time and I said, I'm trying to make this online business work. I'm teaching part-time. I'm doing paint parties, like until my face falls off. Like, I just don't understand, like, when can I stop one of these? And she was just really honest with me. And it really helped me go, you know what? This is just the season of my life. And she said, honestly, Heidi, if you need the money, you got to keep doing it. And And it made me just kind of realize like, okay, I'm in a season of my life where it's a little harder right now. If any of y'all who have had kids, there is a season of your life when you're just trying to like hopefully take a shower that week because you have a colicky baby and you're trying to do everything you can just to survive that day. Like you're not even thinking about the future. You're just thinking about how can I get through this day, right? And we know as parents, now my daughter's 16, almost 17, we know she's driving herself. Like it's less work. It's less, there's different emotional sides to it. But as far as the physical work, that part has been a different season. And it's the same thing with when you're building an online business. There's going to be seasons when you're like, this feels impossible. So much so that you want to quit. I had been there. I had over 100 members in Paint Party headquarters. Thankfully, I didn't quit, but I wanted to, and I thought about it. I was pulling up jobs for Fort Worth ISD. I was just going to quit all of it and go back to teaching full time. And I was on the floor at our old house, and I was on the floor crying, and I had, all the Fort Worth ISD schools pulled up, and I was filling out applications. And my husband came home from work, and Bobby said, "What are you doing?" And I was like, I cannot do this anymore. Like, it's just too much. I can't do it anymore. And he's like, "No, you're not quitting." Thankfully, I have a husband that saw the value in what I was doing. Because look at us today, like, thankfully. But I was this close. And I truly think that a lot of times you are this close. You're this close to quitting. And then you just realize, like, I can push a little bit further. Maybe I got to take a break, but it doesn't mean you have to stop. And so I got really, really good at going, okay, if I'm going to do a spring bike giveaway or a webinar, I would track it. I would, let's say, in the past, I would put $5 of ads, for example. So I would start to track it. So I'm trying to find one that would make sense. Okay, so here's one. So within 30 minutes, I had 490 people opt in. Okay. So that means they gave me their email address in 30 minutes. So I'm like, yes, that's a winner. So then in that 30 minutes, 23 of those people did a $10 upsell. So I made $230. So what I started doing was going, okay, am I making money off of this funnel? Within 45 minutes, 631 opted in for the free tracer. 30 people said yes to $10. So I made $300. So my tracking for this was to see, okay, if I put $200 a day in Facebook ads, would it cover what I'm spending to get those leads? Okay, and this is where I love to live. This is funnel fun for me, because right here, July 12th, 2022, in about 65 hours, we had 3,426 opt-ins. That means emails. Could you imagine in 65 hours getting almost 3,500 emails? This is where it gets fun. 155 of those took the $10 upsell. So that means, Alexa, what's 155 times 10?
155 times 10 is 1,550.
So that's 1,550. And then 9 of those took Paint Party headquarters as an upsell from that. So what was cool is I could say, okay, I'm spending 100 a day, but I'm also making way more than that. So I track it because we spend a lot of money on Facebook ads. Again, I'm not telling you right now to spend. We're not even at the Facebook ads section yet. And there's a lot of warnings with Facebook ads. But what I'm telling you is I track it all because I want to make sure that I'm being smart and being wise and not just throwing money out there hoping it works. And I want y'all to be wise too. Okay, let's see the next question. This one, Sherry says, do we need a website from the start? And if I hadn't answered your question aloud, there's 2 reasons for that. Number 1, I've already answered it through a type. So go to your notifications or go to this section and you can see it. Number 2, as you see, I just got my voice back. So I'm trying to make it through the 70 something questions. So if I've already answered, make sure you go look. So I've already put it in there. Sherry says, do we need a website from the start, or is it best just to use Constant Contact to gain emails, add a website later? Add a website later. The only thing I do recommend is going to Namecheap.com. And Namecheap, let me show you. Namecheap.com is a place where you can buy your URL for pretty cheap. So for example, if I put in Paint Party Headquarters, it's already bought because obviously I own it. But they have it as social, for example. They have it as net, they have it as org. Actually, I'll probably go ahead and buy all those. And the reason I want to buy all these, and I know it sounds weird, is because you don't want anybody trying to pretend they're you, especially if you've built a pretty substantial business. So let me go ahead and just get these real quick. Okay, so I'll go ahead. Gigi, I don't know why somebody would put in Gigi after the name. That's dumb. Okay, so what you'll want to do is go in here and type in your name of your business. Now, the reason this is important is you may be paying $10 a year for it, but it's your online real estate that you are saving. So if you have a really great name and you don't want anybody to take it, then you want to go ahead and buy that, even if you're not going to start a website just yet. Okay. All right. The next question, Melissa asks, I check my Square customer info and there are different categories. There's a number of emails under email subscribers and a different amount under instant profile via payment. Are those the same customers? And Melissa, I actually don't know the answer to that. Email subscribers, that's probably people who have paid and then they put them under your email subscribers. So what I would do, Melissa, is I would cross-reference maybe 5 or 10 of those and see if they are the same. And Melissa also asked, if my domain name I want isn't available, mybusinessname.com, is it worth purchasing the aftermarket for $2,100 or buying a different extension? Do those extensions show up on searches? I need to get this settled so I can get the right email to start. So I know we had already talked about this in a previous question, and my answer to her was, because I think she has the Painting Factory and she's had it for like 7 years. If you have a name that's established, you really need it to be your website too. And if you're not in a place to spend $2,100 to buy that on Namecheap, because I remember when I was wanting to go buy Business Discipline, because I talk a lot about business discipline, and right now is an example of business discipline, like getting it done, even if you got to take your Pedialyte while you're having moments of coughing, like you still get it done, you still show up. So I remember trying to go buy Business Discipline, and it was like $6,000 or something. And I was like, yeah, I don't need it that bad. But if it was paintpartyheadquarters.com and I hadn't bought it yet, you better believe I'd be paying $2,100 to buy it. So it's up to you. I think it depends on how big your business is right now. And also I would go have a few people Google the Painting Factory. If you've been in business a while and you have a .org or something like that, it may go ahead and come up. And if it does, then that's not a bad thing. That could be okay. Okay, the next question, Jenny says, I'm interested in where you recommend hosting websites. Mine is due for a complete overhaul. Since I want to offer online course and sell my original art and prints, I'm trying to set up one system that could do the majority of needs. So Jenny, I'm going to tell you what we have, but there's so many systems. So don't take this as like what I'm saying has to be the only way. So we have WordPress, and I had Luminary Studio, Kelly and Jill, set up my WordPress site. And you can also have your site through Constant Contact, and it all depends on your budget. You can also have it through Kajabi. Kajabi, I pay a little over $4,000 a year. I know there's a little bit less pricier ones, but I needed everything because we have our membership and all of that. But again, I did not start out with that. I had 800 members and was only doing a Facebook group and an email list at that time with 800 members. And then I started getting more serious. So I think you grow your systems as your business grows. So as far as like which system to use that does all and everything is perfect, I haven't found that system yet. So I am still using pieces of different systems. I know some people want everything just to be on one system, and it sounds lovely and beautiful, but I haven't come across that working just that perfectly yet. I know a lot of people do their website, their emails, everything through Kajabi. But again, like I said, I was already way into Aweber years before I ever got Kajabi. So, so again, why do I recommend all of you going through Constant Contact? Because it is the simplest and cheapest way to get started in this huge, big ocean of an online world. And so that's why I recommend that first, before I ever talk anything about Aweber, ClickFunnels, Kajabi, any of that, just because you'll be so overwhelmed you won't begin. And I would rather you begin and start seeing emails come in and then go, oh, I have some traction. What's the next step? It's kind of like that first time you did a paint party, right? Everything was scary. Everything was nervous. And then once you did it, you were like, oh, and then you did 100 of them and you're like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. And so remember, it's the same thing with online business. At first, everything seems a big deal, everything. But then it gets to where you're like, oh, you learn it, more knowledge. Now I knew this. Remember, knowledge is power. You start to learn something. Now you have that. Now you take it and go, okay, how can I do this? How can I tweak it? Then you start getting creative and learn some really fun stuff. Okay. Lisa says, I want to learn how to add the link to my own tracers on my website, where when I get subscribers, they just click to download. Lisa, there's two ways I recommend doing that. You don't really want it on your website. Actually, you can have the free gift. Let me show you. Hold on. Okay, so on my website, let me see if it comes up. We're having some speed issues we need to work on. Okay. All right, so here's my website. We have right here, and again, I do not teach website building. This is not a website building course. This is an email building course. But you can, get a VA, Kelly or Jill, or whoever you want to hire, and get it now so they can get the free tracer right here. Okay. And then we're going to have them go to the thank you page. Now,
Heidi here, Texas Art and Soul. And I just want to say, if you
now, from that thank you page, we do an upsell, which will be in module 2. And I'll show you all about that upsell. I don't want to confuse you right now. But if you don't have a website yet, your cheapest way to do this is going to be how I'm teaching you, Lisa, in the Constant Contact, and just have it on there. If you already have a website, then you could put a landing page on your website. But again, I don't know how to do that. That's above my pay grade. I don't teach website building at all. I've built one website in my life and it was a painstakingly weak, and I promised myself I would never do it again. Tammy asked, let's see. What do you look for in first or in general when you feel your offer is performing or not performing? And how do you go back to tweak? Great question. So when you have a free gift, we actually already posted where to put your free gift. Let me show you. This is all in Kajabi as well. So don't forget, all the trainings are in Kajabi. So right here in featured, this is the first one you're supposed to watch. And then this is the bonus, where to share your free. Oh, sorry. Where to share your free. That should be gift, not free group. Hold on. Let's see. I need to switch to my other profile. One moment. Y'all are watching some behind the scenes action here. Okay, so I'm going to edit this because I was in my Heidi Easley profile. It wouldn't let me edit this. I need to be in my Texas Art and Soul profile. So I'm going to edit post. So bonus, where to share your free gift. So if you haven't seen this bonus, this training shows you everywhere to share your free gift. Now, to know if this free gift is working or not, what I do is I share it everywhere, all social media accounts. I'll also go live. I share it to my stories, pretty much anywhere and everywhere I can. Then if, and about, if 100 people have seen it, if 5 to 10 of those have said, yes, I want that free gift, and have given me their email, then that's when I know that it's a winner. So I usually say about 10%. Some people may think higher or lower, but I usually say it's a winner. If 100 people have seen it and 10 have said yes, then that's when I know I'm going to start throwing more gasoline on the fire. I'm going to start running ads to that, or I'm going to start talking about it more. If you don't have ad money yet, just go live. That's the coolest thing about social media right now. You can get creative and share it on your stories, all kinds of fun stuff. Okay, next question. Okay, Gina asked, when you create your free item, where do you post it to get emails? This may have been answered already. Oh, good. It's that exact training that I just talked about. I'm going to copy that and paste it in there for her. It moved all my stuff. Hold on. Let me get back. I don't want to make y'all dizzy. Oh, let me switch back to my Heidi account because I can't tell where I left off. Okay, let's see. Let's need some elevator music. Okay, here we go. Okay, Gina, so I just posted the training. And then for all of y'all, if you're looking where to post your free gift, we have a whole beautiful training that does not have me sounding like this that will tell you. Maya asked, when you record on your phone and then edit on your computer, do you save the video from your phone as backup? How do you manage your video files? And that's a great question. We actually put all of our video files into our Dropbox. So we pay probably like 15 or 20 a month for Dropbox for more storage. And everything we do is usually videoed, like for all the stuff you see in here. And for Paint Party Outer Limits or on our phone, we videoed it, then we put it in Dropbox. And then Brendan, who does my video editing, in the past I used to do my own and it was not very good. But you do what you have to do, right? And so I would do my own video editing, but now she does it. So we put it in Dropbox, then we upload it to YouTube Unlisted. And then that's how, like, if you go to watch our videos, even in Kajabi, and they're still housed in YouTube Unlisted where nobody can see it but you, because you paid for the course. And so even in Kajabi, it's through YouTube Unlisted. And then when you click on it and you see a YouTube link, it's under an Unlisted. And then you can delete off your phone. Bobby was just talking to me about that yesterday. We have 1 terabyte and I have it almost filled. And so he's like, you gotta figure something out. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So we're looking into some systems. Okay, Kara says, this is my 2nd year in PPOL and I'm struggling with getting subscribers with a free gift. I did 3 last year and got 7 signups from them. And this year I'm working on my 2nd one as the first one was a flop. How do I get it to work? I go live, I post it on Facebook and IG, I sent to my email list. I feel like I'm missing a step somehow. Kara, what I'm gonna ask you to do is I want you to post your free gift inside of Paint Party Outer Limits and say, hey, can y'all please give me feedback on this? Tag me in it so I can see it, because it may be a marketing issue. It may be something that people don't want. Remember, we're not just building this email list to build an email list. We want to build it for an end result. So for example, if your end result is to eventually create a course where you're going to teach people abstract painting, then you don't want to just give a free tracer, right? You want to give something that has to do with abstract painting. If not, you're going to build a list that doesn't make sense to your end result. So always have your end result in mind of what you eventually want to have. If you're, we have a whole module, I think it's module 6 on affiliate marketing, where you can, do stencils. Like I get a check every month from doing stencil sales from Essential Stencil. Now, if you don't want to, if you're uncomfortable selling your own stuff, then maybe your gift needs to be something like a tracer, because people like to trace. If they like to trace, then they like to have stencils. So you want to think about that. So I want to recommend any of y'all that are having like bad luck on your free gift, it may be a couple of things. It may be marketing. So you can post it in here and let us look at it. And don't post it in Paint Party headquarters, okay? But in Paint Party Outer Limits, you can ask for feedback. You're not trying to get everybody in Outer Limits on your list. That does nothing. But you can do this to ask for feedback. Now, it could be a marketing issue, and it can also be you don't have enough eyes to see your offer. So if you only have 56 people that have liked your page, then you got to grow. You got to show up live. You got to keep posting. You got to do stuff that's going to make people want to follow you. So, and again, when you do something really cool and then you learn how to run some ads to it, it will make that process go a little bit faster. So Kara, hang in there. Let's just keep tweaking. Okay, Melissa asked, what exactly got you in trouble on the live tracer video? Is it because you were responding to each person who wrote free tracer with the link over and over? Yes, Melissa, they thought I was a robot because we were just having everybody say free tracer and it was happening too fast. So in the future, what I want you to do is say, hey, if you want the free tracer, the link is in the description. So that way you don't get in trouble. Let's see, Abby says, I'm hoping for an example of what an upsell would look like for the free gift email. I'm still formulating exactly what I want to do for my upsell. I'm not a painter, but I do workshops and I currently have a free supply list as my gift. Okay, Abby, perfect. So hang tight, because on Monday, you will get module 2, which talks all about the upsell. Everything on module 2 is about the upsell, okay? So hang tight, that is coming to you on Monday. Okay, Penny says, oops. I only have the basic version of Constant Contact right now, so it won't let me activate what I've done, but I was able to preview it and it worked correctly. Good job. What are some other options to get emails into my business until I can afford the $45 per month option? I have a free gift to offer, free gift of my own to offer. Would I be able to ask them during Facebook Live to message me their email so I could send a tracer to them? Not the most efficient, I know, but temporary. And Penny, yes, you can. However, just be cautious, because Facebook may flag that, because if you do have a lot of people watching you, that could be a lot of messages coming in and it could look kind of like a robot. So just be cautious with that. Another thing that may be a temporary option, we don't have a training for it in here, and I used to use it years ago, but I don't anymore, is you can use ManyChat. It's ManyChat, ManyChat. And you could say, send a message to my business page and then set up that ManyChat. Again, I do not have a training for this, but you could watch some videos on it, and it could have an automatic, here's where the tracer is, or here, oh, thanks for contacting me. Please give me your email and I'll send you the tracer. So that could be a temporary workaround. And as you start getting more of those, I would definitely, like, if you're starting to get a lot of those a day, I would figure out, okay, how can I teach a paint party or do something to get that so you can start collecting those automatically. And just because as it starts to grow, you're going to want to house those. Oh my gosh, am I getting close to this? I think I'm getting close to the finish line. There's no way. Y'all, I've made it. 1, 2, 3, 4 more questions. 3 more questions. I can do this. Yay. Melanie says, how often should you change your freebie? And do you know anyone who can help with navigating a Wix website? I believe I can do everything I need to do on my website. It's just a struggle to figure out and learn how to do it. Okay, this is number one. How often should you change your freebie? We used to do a lot more freebies. Now we kind of do we usually have maybe 3 or 4 in rotation at any given time. But used to, man, I would get like obsessed and I'd do so many. And then I started realizing I was confusing my audience, and not only confusing them, but also, if I'm giving away so many freebies at once, my messaging just gets really, really cloudy. And so I am like, what we're doing now is we have about 2 or 3 freebies, but they're going in the background, they're in blogs. And we usually just highlight one, like right now is the Highlander that we're highlighting. So I think, just right now, get one going really, really good. And then you'll know, okay, I got that one on autopilot. Let me go ahead and try another. And then as far as a Wix website, that's so funny you said that. So my friend Brendan, who now works for me full time, we used to teach art together in Texas. And she came over years ago and she helped me with a Wix website. And I remember hating I hate the process of building a website. So I would actually contact Melanie. I would contact Kelly and Jill and my VAs that I have put in the comments for y'all. I put a post up about it. But I would contact them and see if they can help you. They may, depending on, I remember it not being very user friendly. And again, that was years ago, so I'm sure that's changed. But I would talk to them about maybe having them help you with it. The thing I want y'all to remember too is if you're out there and you are killing it with paint parties, sometimes it's better to work another paint party and make $350 and pay that to a VA who can do something for you an hour that might take you 2 weeks to do. I don't know about y'all, but I used to really, really battle and struggle with that. And then all of a sudden, I literally took a week to build my website and I hated the process. Then I couldn't even figure out what to do once I built it. And it wasn't right. It was just crap. It was awful. And it was a total failure. But it was a lesson learned. And so I realized, oh, I could use that whole week of energy. I could book 10 parties in the amount of time I spent to build a website and make way more money and then just pay somebody else to do it. So I think sometimes you got to start learning how to look at how to manage your money and your time. And I also highly respect the fact that some of y'all have more time than money, and some of y'all have more money than time. Some of you are working full time and you're trying to get this done, and you're in a place where you can hire it out. Others of you are like when I started, I had no time and no money, and I was just trucking along. And again, I was in that hustle stage. So you got to know what season you're in and just respect that and go, okay, maybe this part's going to be a little bit hard, but I can still do it. And maybe the timeline is going to be a little bit different, but I can still do it. What I do want to encourage you with is that, again, most of the world has no idea how to do any of this. So you are light years ahead of all of those people that are, have millions of followers on TikTok doing their dances, and who knows when they're going to take away their whole platform. They don't. Their platform goes away. They do something wrong. They say the wrong thing. And it's gone. But you building a foundation in an email system like this, that's yours. You own that. They can't take it away. And Angel asked, who is your target audience, Heidi? You do so well with many different designs. Thank you. So excited to take the course this year. Oh, thank you, Angel. So my target audience for paint parties, we do have some guys in paint party headquarters. But my target audience is usually women like 35 and up. So 35 and up, crafters, stay-at-home moms, teachers, a lot of full-time workers also do paint parties on the side. And I am my target audience. I think that's why I know it so well, is because I am that person. And I think that's what, because we are the consumer, we know what, especially when you're really, really good at something and then you're teaching somebody else what you're really good at, you kind of know what the audience needs and wants because you're doing it all the time. Also, listen to your audience. Sometimes I'll start a certain way and I'll realize, wait, they don't really want that. So make sure you do that as well. Okay, last question. She has a few. Linda asked, how can we handle different target audiences? I sell finished painted pieces online through Facebook groups. I also teach painting a little online. I'm gonna make it, y'all. I am. I'm gonna make it. Give me just a minute. Oh my gosh, Monday when I had no voice, I was just praying to God. God, please, I need a voice for Thursday. I can move all meetings Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but I need a voice for Thursday. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, so how do we handle different target audiences? Linda asked. I sell finished painted pieces online through Facebook groups. Also teach painting a little online, which I want to be my main focus. My freebie will be directed to learn the paint audience, I hope, but finished piece buyers won't be interested in that. I also make finished wreath attachments and sell them online and don't want to give that up. I know I'm confusing my audience. And do I have a separate Facebook pages directed to specific audiences? Help, please. Okay, Linda, so here's the thing. If you are selling finished pieces through Facebook groups, keep doing that, okay? That's your Facebook groups. So keep selling your finished pieces through your Facebook groups. Check that question answered, done, solved. Now, if you're selling wreaths and you want to do that too, sell those through the Facebook groups as well. Then keep your Facebook business page fully focused on what you're going to want to offer through your online either course or membership. So if you're wanting to offer online paint classes, then your Facebook page needs to be about all painting, all of that kind of fun stuff, right? That way you can keep your Facebook page really clean and clear. If you're working on a piece for a commission, by all means, you can paint on your Facebook business page and then go sell it on your Facebook group. That's totally fine. So remember, just because you pick one thing today does not mean your business is going to not evolve. And in the past 8-9 years of doing this online world, my business has evolved so much. And it's changed directions so much. We've had a lot of failures, AKA lessons learned throughout this process, and still learning lessons now. So I want you to know that all of this, I don't recommend having a ton of Facebook pages because you want to build momentum. So have that one Facebook page. So for example, think of it as an umbrella. So I have Texas Art and Soul. So under this umbrella of Texas Art and Soul, I do paint parties, I do art kits, I do paint party headquarters, I do murals, which I never talk about. I just do if I have time, which I don't really have time anymore. I'll do kit sales, I'll do paint party outer limits, which actually goes off of paint party headquarters because I usually don't talk about that online anymore. And I only talk about that through paint party headquarters. And now this is the last time we're actually teaching it where I will have feedback like this. And next year it will be an evergreen course. I won't even talk about it. It'll just be a self-study course. And the reason we chose to do that is very similar to your question, Linda. The reason we chose to do that is because we build so much momentum with paint party headquarters, and then we end up confusing them because this is not the same as paint party headquarters. What you are learning in here is way more intense. And so, so we decided this year to do it as an evergreen self-study where I won't ever promote it publicly again because it confuses the audience so much. And so Paint Party Headquarters next year will be available to purchase as a course, but there won't be any Q&As, there won't be any peer-to-peer, and we are doing that strategically. Again, your business evolves, your business changes. I think that's one of the things too that I think people in the online space, they forget. They always think that if somebody's going to be teaching something, they'll always be teaching that. But you got to remember, you as a business owner evolve. You might think, oh, I love doing this, but now my life has changed. My direction has changed. There's things like that always are factors that change. So hopefully that helps you. I highly recommend having one umbrella company and then having those things come off of there. But when you're talking online, always be very, very specific. So that, people aren't confused. I was the worst at this. I would talk about everything. And then I realized, wait a minute, when I go live, it needs to say something about paint parties every single time. So, man, next Q&A will not be this painful for all of us. So I am sorry for my voice. I apologize. Thank you for your grace. I hope this was helpful. And I will see y'all at the peer-to-peer meeting tomorrow on Friday. I keep looking over there, but now I have this calendar. And tomorrow we have our peer-to-peer, our first one, and it's at 10 a.m. So I will be at 10 a.m. With you live, answering your questions, and then also letting y'all get to know each other, because y'all are going to find some accountability partners in here that are really going to help push you through this. All right. And if you have not read the War of Art, oh my gosh, please, I'm begging you, read it. Resistance, just like I have had the past 2 weeks, is going to come at you all the time. It doesn't matter what season of life you're in. Resistance will always be there the rest of your life. And it's powering through, getting that business discipline and figuring out how to make it work, even when all the odds are stacked against you. All right. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you tomorrow.